Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Crowdsourced challenge, where today we're bringing in two new rules because I recorded a full video yesterday, and I can't undo what I did, but unfortunately Satan voice kicked in and ruined the entire thing. So yesterday's rule was that I've got to store grain in sheds instead of silos. That's going to stay. Today's rule will be picked by the wheel. And before it's the same rule again. Loans have to be taken out whenever I'm in negative money. That's going to be fun. So I'll catch you guys in game. And we will do some work. Hello again! We're in game. We've got the new rules in effect. One thing I should say is the grain rule. I'm not going to have it so that all grain ever. If so, all grain ever will have to go into the sheds. Also, I do zip around off camera when I'm just making sure that everything's working. I need to get the front loader and the weight off this John Deere, by the way. That's not going to go back on now, is it? No. That's going to need to be reset. You can see a tweak that I have done. I've made this tweak to all the tractors. I have put a little ribbon onto the John Deere. There's also one on the Fiat. There's also one on the Ford, and that is because it is October. And there's a good cause this month. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Something that it's now traditional that I do something for it. It's usually a case that I paint all my tractors pink, but I was feeling lazy this year, so I say lazy. I've got a ton of other stuff going on this year. Why is... Oh yeah, because I keep forgetting that Courseplay does this weird little thing where if you've got a tractor on Courseplay, it glitches out and shows up twice in the reset menu. I'm not entirely sure why that's a thing, but it is. But the plan for today, if you didn't guess from the fact we've got the front loader and a bucket, which, by the way, yes, that is a much bigger bucket than the one that I had. I swapped them out in the failed episode you guys won't see. The reason that we have a bucket and the John Deere and the Fiat sat on the front of an Abbey tanker, not an Abbey tanker, an Abbey muck spreader, is very simple, and hopefully you guys have figured it out by now. We are going muck slinging. We've got, we actually bought field 15, and we're working on that at the moment. By the way, the reason I'm not using the Bobcat for this is because I don't think the Bobcat will be able to handle the height of the Abbey spreader. It's the Abbey 2550 by CD Models, by the way, if you're curious about what exact spreader I'm using. Me being me, I have of course gone for Abbey when I can go for Abbey. My slurry spreader is also an Abbey, and of course we are in early spring now, day 2 of early spring. I'm gonna be fine with the spreader at 92.1%, and it didn't work. That's interesting. There should be... I must have put the wrong one in. There should be a little ribbon on this, but there isn't. And there really should be. I know that I shouldn't go through... Oh... I know that I'm not allowed to go through edges, but that was just a genuine mistake and I backed out the same way that I went in. I need to retweak the Fiat, because apparently it's not pulling the textures from where I thought it was pulling the textures. Huh. Either that or I've completely failed on the edit, which is also possible, I guess. But there's a big old sea mist in at the moment. It's quarter to 8 in the morning in game. And we've got a lot to do. We have a lot to do. We've got field 15. That's going to need ploughing, by the way. Field 15 needs to be ploughed, but I'm throwing manure down first. Field 17 has just been cultivated. It's just finished being cultivated by the Ford. And field 38 is currently in the process of being cultivated. You can see that we have done, well, maybe you can't right now, but you will see in a second. Unfortunately, the weather is causing an issue. That we have started work on this field here. Started muck spreading. We haven't got too far in, so you guys haven't missed much. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go straight down the middle, I think. And forwards gear, there we go. So it doesn't matter too much if we do a lot of compaction or screw up the ground at all, because we need to plough this field anyway, so realistically, it doesn't matter a damn. There is zero harm being done, and luckily the manure texture stands out like a sore thumb, so it's really easy to see where I've been and where I haven't. There may be occasions, however, as I've just spotted, this is potentially one of them, where I may have to just skip through hedges to basically get this thing turned around, because I've... Where did I stop the second headland? I really should have kept note of this. There should be a second headland down here. There is at the top, there isn't down here, which means that I ran out partway through the second headland. That's where I ran out, right there. So let's just get this turned around, get this spreading. Hopefully we haven't missed too much. We've missed nothing, which is perfect. And we just need to get this spread out, and we should be good. Now, it won't be putting manure... I won't be putting manure on all the fields, because I don't think we've got enough manure. I think I'm going to try and get this field done organically, field 15. Not fully organically, we're not going to have that much manure, but enough that we can get it up to, I guess, stage 1 fertilization and ploughed with organics, and then we'll come through... I'm hoping to do it all with manure, honestly, but I don't think we've got enough. This is the problem with manure, is you need like this ridiculously huge pile, which you do in real life. You need quite a lot of manure. You need this ridiculously huge pile, which I'm going to have to potentially store in a shed in the placeable area, which is inconvenient because I've actually got plans for the placeable area. But the plan is we're going to store manure somewhere, possibly outside the yard. And we are going to try and get as much of this done organically and environmentally friendly as we can, because you guys seem to want me to do organics as much as I can. In Farm Sim, you guys, I've seen a lot of suggestions for organic farming. So I'll listen. I'm listening. I hear what you want. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best. I can't make any promises, but just because manure and slurry takes so long to get together, it's I don't want to put it in one of those mods that just lets you buy it. I want to do it properly. I want to do it like you would in a real farm. So we might be in the situation where, you know, I'm only fertilizing manure once every 2 cycles or once every 3 cycles, on like one field. But I am doing my best, and we do have 60-odd thousand liters of slurry as well. So we could also use that if we need to. I think I've got the texture mod in for slurry so that it does actually have a texture. If I go quiet for a few moments, it's because I'm drinking tea. I've got a cup set in front of me that I made myself, because people seem to think that I just get handed tea all the time. No, I make them myself, occasionally. Not all the time, but occasionally. And, yeah, I think we're doing quite well in this field, honestly. I mean, manure, obviously, because of the way that it's spread, and this happens in real life, it does go very quickly. You don't get a lot of longevity from a trailer load of manure. Especially not when you've got quite small trailer like this, but This honestly is the size of manure spreader that I'd see a lot. There are Juskin tornadoes. I've seen them. Well, I've seen them at the ploughing. I haven't seen them out on the road or working. I've seen a lot of Abbeys, 2550s and the like. Usually single axle, so the double axle on this is a bit odd for me. Doesn't quite look 100% to me, but a lot of the farms around here, the dairy farms, don't exactly have the biggest fields, and they tend to use slurry more than manure. But the manure spreaders I do see are side flingers like this. That and I do have the traffic back on, by the way. I'm experimenting with the traffic on. This is the update of Shamrock, so experiments are now happening. I have not got around to doing the edit that I want to do yet, and I'm probably not going to do it tonight, because if you look at the top right, you'll see that it's 20 to 12, and I'm only recording now because I've been actually quite busy. I think my second plan for the night is just going to go away, because I wanted to play some flight sim tonight, and considering the type of flights that I tend to do, I don't think that's... I think it might be possible after I render out the video. I'll see and let you guys know the stream. One other thing. The announcement. I'm going to re-record the... Well, I'm not going to re-record the announcement video. I'm going to make a new announcement video for the thing. And the video will be made live on stream. So, it'll have stream chat in, it'll have all that kind of stuff in. I need to set up the scene for that. Probably while I'm rendering. And you guys will find out... I'm gonna say today, because everything is kind of in place. It's just kind of final arrangements need to be made, but everything's... I know the dates now. Spoiler alert, it's something to do with multiple days. I know the dates now, so I can give you guys a bit more information. I can say what it is at long last, and you'll find out during the stream later on today, so don't forget to tune in. I'll probably announce the announcement at the announcing time of announcement at I'm gonna say 6-ish, because you guys know that I'm terrible at actually keeping exact times. Is the ground about to freeze again? I've just noticed the ground temperature is at 0 degrees. There is a very real chance the ground might freeze again, and this could throw me way off. One thing I should point out that I've neglected to so far is that the grass fields are all fertilized still. So my little plan of rolling them in the winter worked perfectly. And you can see if I take this away, field 15 is partially step 1 fertilized. So got a lot of work yet to do. And I'm not going to, you know, just try and get manure onto every field. I'm going to do just field 15 manure. I'm going to do field 17 and slurry, because I want to use my Abbeys. And then after that, it's just going to kind of be me out there with a fertilizer spreader. Because that makes sense. I will be getting a couple new mods in for the next winter, because we will hit winter again fairly sharpish. Obviously, now that we're fully in the swing of things, the previous set of seasons I did actually do about 4 or 5 hours of work off camera before I even started anything, so that you guys saw. So there will be a bit of extra work, and it will take a bit longer this time around, especially seeing as we do have those 2 extra fields. We do have field 17, which is going to be our sugar beet field, and we do now have field 15, which I haven't actually decided what I want to plant here. I'm thinking corn. I'm thinking this might be a good cornfield. Wouldn't be good for sugar beets, it's a bit big. Field 17, I know that it's very small, but I only really want the beets for the potatoes for the pigs, so having it number 1 close to the pigs and number 2 small is definitely a very good thing. And I'm kind of surprised at how quickly we're making our way through Field 15. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of expected it to take longer than this. The original plan, by the way, was to have the John Deere on this, but once I realised the John Deere couldn't really deal with the 4,000 litre bucket without having the rear weight on, and even then it's... You might have noticed, it's kind of struggling. Yeah, that kind of forced my hand, and I'm using the Fiat for this because I feel like the Ford looks better with the cultivator on the back. Plus this kind of matches colour-wise, you know, the red and red. I know that one's terracotta red and one's kind of more of an orangey red. Abby usually use. And officially I think it's like orange. But it is kind of a orangey red. It's a very odd colour. It's so orange it looks red, I guess. But I do quite enjoy... I seem to say this about every job in the game. The only job that I actually dislike is ploughing because it just takes so long. And I guess, like, harvesting potatoes, because it either takes forever or you're using a machine that just doesn't fit most maps, in my opinion. And the potato harvester that is in game, neither of them really fit the map. The one row is too small and the Grima is just way too big. If there was kind of a middle ground, something like actually the Grima that's coming into 19 would be perfect. That would be amazing on this map, because that, I believe, is the machine that's primarily used here. I can't say for sure, but I believe they use machines, if not that one, they definitely use machines similar to it. And they do use like one row harvesters as well, but I want this to be watchable. He says, while doing one of the slowest jobs in the game, spreading manure. I want this series to be watchable, so that's why I've just said no to like really weird suggestions like 24-day seasons and stuff. Because number one, it would be unwatchably slow, and number two, 90% of that series, if I were to do that, would just be me trying to deal with the animals and having to buy bales. Because this map is one of those maps where, especially with 100 cows and 200 sheep, it's just not possible to do it all at a long rate. Like 6-day, I'm actually kind of struggling with 6-day seasons. There's a part of me tempted to go to 9-day, but I think we'll be good like this, regardless. Plus, if I went to 9-day seasons, it'd screw stuff up because we'd be suddenly back in winter. For those of you that don't use seasons or do and didn't know this, if you change the length of the seasons mid-game, it's really something that, like, you choose at the start and it's locked in, because if you choose, we'll say in the middle of summer, year 5, it's based on the in-game day. The seasons are just hard locked to the in-game day, so you're not changing it from, let's say, you're using 3-day seasons. So year 5, 15 days in minimum, and then the middle of summer would be 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 days into the game. No, that maths is horrible because it's 23-day seasons, 3 4s are 12, 3 12s are 30, 4 12s are 48. So you'd be 49, 50, 51, 52, 53 days in, I think, roughly. It wouldn't just make it midsummer of year 5 in 9-day seasons. It would calculate what year and what day it would be if you had always used 9-day seasons. Because the only way FarmSim really has to work with time is the in-game timer. So the seasons are hard locked to certain days. I think geos, you can tweak them so that they start you off in different times of year, and they offset the in-game days accordingly, but there's no way of making it so you can swap season lengths midway through the game. Also, I'm fully aware that I'm coming back with literally some manure in the spreader. That's intentional because I don't want to start I don't want to start doing a row and then have to come back and forget that I started doing a row like I did with the headland. So if I'm at the end of a row and I know that I won't get another one in, I'm just going to come back to the yard here and get another 2 buckets of manure in. You can see we've got quite a lot because we've already done 4 or 5 full loads of the spreader as John Deere pops a stoppie. Was that a wheelie because I was in reverse? Is that technically a wheelie if you pop up onto the front wheels in reverse? I'm actually gonna real quick just grab the manure out of this shed and grab the grass and just sort the cows out a bit more, because it always helps. I'm just going to throw this manure straight into the spreader because it's like 400 litres. Oh, like 600 litres. 587. I was only off by 13. Yeah, I'm just going to throw this straight into the spreader because more manure is good manure. And with the 80-80 being 93%, it should be able to take another 500 easily enough, I think. If not, no big deal. Oh, short by 17. Just done that. We'll go clean out the grass out of the shed now as well, because the cows actually need grass. And this currently is the only way to get it, is to use the TMR exploit that pretty much everybody I think knows at this point, where you give the cows TMR and it doesn't matter if you mow grass or not, they'll just throw out enough grass that it'll keep them going for a little bit. Not much, and not enough to keep them going for multiple days, but they'll throw out enough that'll keep them good for grass. Because they started off with 0%, and now they're up to probably like 7. I guess once this is in... Hey, 7%. I guessed right. So yeah, just doing that is all you need to do. So let's get going here. I need to come up with an easy method of turning, because the best way to have the abbey is facing, or to refill the abbey is to have the tractor facing down towards that shed, but makes it a pain to get back out because you have to do a full 3-point turn. Also, I'm fully aware that the stack has collapsed. That was from me panicking when I went through winter and the animals had run out of food. And I just started throwing straw into the feed mixer. So that's something I'm fully aware of. It'll resolve itself basically as I feed the cows more and more. No big deal. It's just thing that happened. It's just a thing that happened. It will fix itself. I swear there was something I was supposed to say in this video today. I talked about breast cancer awareness. I said that the announcement will be today, regardless of... But unless, of course, I get word that no, you're not supposed to talk about it, ever. But I've not signed anything that says I can't, so I'm presuming I'm okay to talk about it briefly. Not in full detail, but enough to let you guys know what's going on. And more importantly for me, get the reactions of you guys, because I'm looking forward to that. But I think we have actually run out of time for today's video, I'm afraid. We've got some more muck spraying to do. We can do that in the stream today, and it will be a farm sim stream today. We'll be doing some muck spreading, we'll be doing obviously the announcement at about 6 o'clock. And we'll be doing maybe even some slurry spreading and a bit of, well, we won't do any plowing. I'm going to leave Courseplay do that. That's Coursplay's problem, not mine. But we might do a bit of seeding or cultivating. But I will leave you right now by saying I've been RainbowDave, you've been watching the Crowdsourced Challenge in Farming Simulator 17 on Shamrock Valley. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.